Huh?
Everyone is ready?
Are we? I can't. Are we ready, or do we need to wait a second?
I'm ready. What about y'all?
I was waiting on. I don't know.
Hey, John.
Hello, Brad. How you doing? All right. Obviously, we're here to try to give y'all an update on what has been going on with the investigation. We are currently following up leads that we have in the case. There have been no arrests made at this point, nor do I anticipate any in the immediate future at this point. But we do have a wonderful team of investigators, including the Sheriff's Department, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Marshal Service is assisting us, and we're leaving no stone unturned at this point. This is obviously in all the years that I've been doing this, this is an absolutely horrendous case. As I said the other day, I think one of the greatest fears people have of dying is to die in a fire, and to have it in this situation is about as bad as it comes. And we do have a great team of investigators here that are working on it, and we're just taking it step by step. I classify the investigation at this point as kind of a hit the pavement, pound the pavement type of investigation, where we've got to get out there now and just keep following up leads that we're getting. Sure.
We're working with rumor control also. I know I've talked to several of you, and the things get started up we don't have control of, but a lot of what's being said is not any truth to it. We're going through the coroner, we're going through the medical and examiner, and as far as some of the stories on accelerants and all this stuff, we've ruled them out, and like I said, that's where we need the most help, is helping rule the rumor control. We can't verify any of that. I want to assure you, as soon as we get full information, man, we're going to be jumping up and down, calling you, ready to give you all the information that we can. I appreciate your patience. And you can be of benefit to us too on any information that you can, cause. We're following up on every single tip, regardless of how minute it is, and we're going to work on this thing. We've got some determined investigators here. I've worked with a lot of them before, and I can assure you that we're not going to ever give up on this. My heart goes out to the family. It's personal because I know him personally, and I have 2 daughters of my own, and we're going to get there. These guys are so determined. We've used every avenue, and it's still early stages to a certain extent, and we are going to stay here till we find out who did it.
Let me kind of give you an update about where we are right now. Obviously, everybody knows that she was found Saturday night. She was burned, and she passed it sometime later after being life flighted out of here. We immediately began the investigation, and we're at the point that we are talking to people right now, and there are a lot of people that we are talking to as far as this is concerned. And the one thing I think that we've commented on this morning is there's just not a lot of street talk out there left. I've been doing this a long time, and there's not a lot of street talk out there about who may or may not have done this, so it's making our job a little bit more difficult, and that's why we're appealing to the public. I know that Crime Stoppers does have a reward for this, so anybody with information, we're asking to please come forward. The Courtland community is a small community, so we feel like somebody out there knows something or has heard something that just has not come forward yet, and we're asking the community to help us with this. This is a horrendous crime. This is a 19-year-old girl who was just beginning life, and she had just graduated from high school and beginning her life, and nobody deserves to die this way. I don't care who you are. So we're appealing to the public to please assist us in this. If you do have any information, it doesn't matter whether you think it's insignificant or not, let us know so that we can follow up on it. And I'll open it up now. Anybody's got some questions?
Is there
You made the statement as far as an accelerant, as there being rumors. Was there no accelerant used?
As far as you know, internally, no, we're not. You know, I can't answer that right now because we're still working the crime lab. But as far as you know, the rumor that we're hearing of taking accelerant and putting on her, we've not had any confirmation on that through the crime lab. And
we have a lot of things that are the ATF's assisting us with this. We're going to have the use of their laboratory in Atlanta. I believe it's going to be Atlanta. We'll have the use of their laboratory, but you know, we're definitely treating this as an arson. We're still trying to determine through lab results as to what was the source of the arson.
So you've been questioning people. Can you tell us an approximate number of the people you brought in here for questioning?
I'm not going to comment on that. We have, you know, people are hesitant when they pull up in the parking lot and see all these cameras out here. They're sometimes hesitant to talk to us, but you know, we've talked to many people.
You got people in there right now?
We've talked to many people.
Can you talk about the role of the U.S. Marshals in this case at this point? I know they're assisting, but what's their...
I'm not going to discuss what their role is. They are assisting us with some of the technology they have available to us. They're certainly helping us with some of the phone stuff because of their technology. But they are providing a wonderful assistance to us. Just great. It's a great example of the cooperation that we all have amongst each other, especially in this area of the state.
I'd also like to thank the general public in every area, every race that we have here. And you know, this has been national. We're tremendous here. The black ones and the white ones have worked together. They're personal to us, and they're reaching out. And I tell you what, whatever the rest of the world thinks, we haven't got it here. And they've been excellent on assisting us and waiting and their hearts. But we're a Christian nation here. I mean, as far as a county, we believe in Jesus, okay? I'll make that very specific, and that's what we rely on. And it's going to work out. And we're bonding and bringing each other closer together more than ever before. For whatever you hear in the rest of the world, we're not doing it here. But I want to say thank you to all of you, and their concerns are there. We're a tremendous county here. We're powerful as far as the relationships and personal, and if they find out, regardless of who they are, they'll let us know. So we've got a lot of footwork to do. We don't know at any time. We can't, you know, release anything right now because we haven't got it. We've got to be sure. And we have the best of the best here. They're, like I said, they're determined, and I'm proud of them, and I appreciate them. And I've worked around these people before. I know what they represent. And I'm hoping for the time that we can call you back, and we will, and let you know what we have.
What can you tell us about maybe some of the cell phone forensics?
I'm not going to comment on any of the actual details of anything that we're doing. You know, I know it's out there that we're waiting. I put it out there that we're waiting on cell phone records. I mean, that's obvious. We need to. What we're trying to do right now is basically establish her timeline, which I think we've got it narrowed down fairly well. And then once we narrow the timeline down, then we start trying to put people within that timeline, and that's who we're trying to interview, which is where we are right now.
Well, as far as when you deal with a cell phone, just in any investigation, I mean, how vital is that piece of information as far as GPS, text, calling, everything?
Well, I mean, we could certainly, through cell phone evidence, do certain things, which I'm not going to comment on what we can and can't do as far as the cell phone technology is concerned. You know, it's just like every piece of evidence. It can be really good for us, really help us, or it can end up being nothing. You know, it may be, you know, nothing at all that can help us. It does put us, or let us know who she's been in contact with, and we're trying to get in touch with those people to find out what the substance of their conversations were, and either include them or eliminate them.
I know the sheriff, you guys mentioned rumor patrol, things like that, and social media. You know, that is the biggest of it. But social media, I mean, do you have someone who is going over maybe some friends' Facebook pages and Twitter and things like that, and seeing what people are saying?
We're covering every area. Yeah, we're utilizing every method that we can. We're following up on every lead that we have of any kind.
Are y'all having any trouble tracking down some of these people that maybe are on cell phone records, or anybody that you want to talk to?
Quite frankly, everybody that we've talked to so far has been cooperative. So we haven't run into the proverbial brick wall yet as far as witnesses are concerned. The common theme among everybody that we've talked to basically is they're appalled by what's happened, and they're willing to help us in any way they can.
Without going into the evidence, was it ever to determine what she said to first responders?
We know what she said, but we're not commenting on what she said.
Are you able to talk about the condition of the phone? If the car was burned and she was burned, is the phone, is that part of what the forensics on it is?
All I'll say, it is a usable piece of evidence.
Talk about a timeline. I know that several members of the media have seen some surveillance video that shows her a couple of hours beforehand, and obviously some time has passed before she dies. Have you guys been able to determine where she's gone in between that video and her death? And if so, can you share that with us?
No, I can't share it with you, but for the most part, we're in the process of narrowing that down. It's like I said, it's part of just hitting the pavement, and we're trying to narrow it down as to what her timeline was. But the video was obviously helpful to us to put her in a particular spot at a particular time, and then you just keep working back from there.
We had some people in the community mention, her possibly going to a party or something along those lines. Have you guys been able to look into that? And
we're looking into every lead that's given us.
What about motive? At this point, I know that the suspect, that we don't really have suspects, but do we know why this happened?
Absolutely do not. Until we get a suspect and try to get some answers from them, it's impossible for me to say.
John, as a prosecutor, what do you need in this case to be able to bring about charges? This was on a rural road. Obviously, our victim is dead here, and I mean, how do you get the information you need to be able to link this to a charge?
Well, I'll let the investigators do their job. As the sheriff and I have talked, we're both more administrators than we are actual investigators, but we're here to do whatever we can to assist the ones that are on the street. I'm here to provide legal advice, and in all of my homicide cases, I try to get in on the ground floor to follow, so that when we do get what I feel is enough to make charges, then I can legally, say, okay, let's get the charges filed. We go from there, to building our case, and I want to be in on the ground floor of building the case so that I know every detail that's going on. So it's not as hard for me to do that, because I try to be here and do that. But it's just a process of using my experience and talking with the investigators, listening to the interviews, analyzing the physical evidence, and just see where we are.
Sheriff, what does it mean to you? I know you commented a little bit, but what does it mean to you to get this case solved, in the fact that not only do you know the girl, but this is such a terrible, terrible crime?
Well, any case of this type, any case, not just because I'm, know personally the family. It's just personal to me because I took an oath. And it's also personal to me because all of these people that I'm associated, we have a district attorney's office that is coming one-on-one to assist us because they know our reputation. And we all work together. I mean, other agencies, and we've had calls from all over that were willing to assist in any way, investigations or sheriffs or police chiefs. This is national. And they're calling praying for us, but they're also calling to assist. I'm responsible for this county. And, I'm very sensitive. I got 31 years of credibility. And it's very personal to get it solved. We don't even mistreat the bad people. They have families, and it's personal to them. I pray for them also. But until we get a grip on it, we've got a lot to do. And I've been here with these guys before, and man, I tell you what, they're amazing. And every minute counts. Every interview counts, and we have to rule out. But we don't give up and quit. We don't. And if you knew the attitude of these people, you don't get to talk to them. You don't see them when they've been working 3 days. They don't know how to quit. But like I said, it's personal to me because all these people that have come to my county to assist me in this is very personal, because we're lawful ourselves. We're just that way. We take the oath seriously. And it's tremendous to me. The feeling that I get up when I wake up in the morning knowing that might find something out. We're going to get there. You just have to give us time.
Other questions?
So is the state in charge in this, and y'all are assisting? What's the jurisdiction here?
It's a joint investigation. Everybody's doing this together. No, I mean, obviously this is Sheriff's County and in my county, and we're overseeing what's going on. But as far as who's in charge, it's it's a joint investigation. Everybody is absolutely working together. As the sheriff said, you know, I want to thank the other agencies that have called me, that I've worked with through the years, that have offered their assistance to us. You know, anything we need. You know, it's been a wonderful outpouring of support for this investigation.
John, can you list the agencies that are involved and their particular contribution or role?
Well, I'm not going to list. I mean,
Yes,
obviously the sheriff's department
Generally.
has Sheriff Darby has his investigators. We have the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. We have U.S. Marshal Service. We're getting great cooperation from our crime lab. We're getting, of course, my office is involved. We've got ATF's going to assist us on some things. So it's just, I think it's one of these, whoever we need at this particular moment is willing to step up and help us.
Make sure you add the general public also, the citizens. Their concerns are tremendous on this thing.
It might be too early to ask this, but do we believe that whoever did this to Jessica knew her?
I think it is. We just, obviously, until we know who this is, it's almost an impossible question for us to ask. I mean, obviously, it's something we look at. It does appear to be a personal crime, for lack of a better word, but there's no way to say that. You know, there's absolutely no way to say until we find out who did this. We haven't eliminated anything. We haven't eliminated, you know, a randomness or being something that she knows.
Have you uncovered any reason that anyone might want to harm Jessica through your investigation?
I'm not going to comment on that. We're looking at, because it's part of the investigation, we're looking at all of that.
And I know this is also probably part of that investigation, but can you tell us if you talked to anyone that saw her after that gas station surveillance video?
We have talked to some people, yes. I'm not going to tell you, you know, when and what they said, but yes, we've got some people that we've talked to, yes.
That have seen her after that video?
Yes.
Now, it looks like in the photos of the car, in the video it looks like her car seems fine, and the photos, obviously it's burned, but it does look like there's some back end damage. Is that accurate? Are we interpreting that right? Is there any reason that would play in?
I'm not sure I'm following you.
It looks like, well, from the photos, it looks like the back end of the car is wrecked, like has
Like it's
been
been
damaged. Yeah. Is that something that is accurate, or is that just a result of the burning?
Obviously we're looking into that right now. I mean, that's part of the stuff that we're going to send some of the stuff over to the different labs. I just can't comment on that.
A moment ago, you talked about wanting to squash the rumors when it came to you know, a lot of the physical stuff in this case. One of the family members had told us that there appeared to be a gash in her head. Do you have any reason to believe she was assaulted at all before this?
It's hard to tell, quite frankly, at this point. We do not have the final autopsy results in. We do have a preliminary, which is very, very basic. And so until I hear from the doctors in Jackson, which will probably be tomorrow, I can't say.
Still think we're looking at possibly more than one people here?
We're looking at from 1 to 100. Who knows? We just don't know. It's what's the most difficult thing about this case. And I go back one more time to say, you know, in all the years that we've been doing this, it's very rare that we don't have a lot of street talk about who did this to lead us to where we are, or to where we need to be. This case is relatively quiet on the streets right now, so I appeal to the public again. If you know of anybody or anything that seems suspicious to you around this time on Saturday, please call Crime Stoppers. There is a reward for this. Please call Crime Stoppers or call the Sheriff's Department directly, and we are appealing for your assistance. And we thank you for your assistance. We thank y'all for your assistance. Y'all have been really instrumental in helping us with this, and we really appreciate everything that y'all have done, as well as hopefully the general public will help us on this now that this is getting out a little bit.
How much is the reward?
Is it $1,000?
$1,000.
$1,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there one biggest key for you in this? Of all the things you've gathered so far?
Talking about the smoking gun?
I mean, is there one particular key thing of evidence that you guys are zoning in on that might help you with this?
Not at this point. We have several things that we're focusing on right now, but I wouldn't call it one single piece of evidence, no. I mean, I like to call, I guess, for lack of a better word, this is just a really great mystery right now that we're working on.
You guys got the Crime Stoppers number?
I'll have to get it to you.
Okay, thanks, Sheriff.
Appreciate all your cooperation, your patience, and I'm hoping to get with you soon, but there's no way of knowing.
Well, we've got everybody's number. We'll keep you updated. As soon as we know something, obviously we'll let y'all know. And we may end up having another update. I'll leave it up to you if y'all want another update, maybe tomorrow or some later on today or something. We'll just leave it up, see what y'all think about it. But at this point, you know, we're just, like I said a minute ago, we're pounding the pavement, trying to generate leads.
Later on this afternoon would be wonderful before our evening show.
Well, I'll be
Have
here.
any-
I'm gonna be here all day. So if any of you want to do interviews with me or the sheriff before you do your 5 or 6 o'clock, I'll be glad to step outside and do whatever you need.
I believe you've all got our numbers. If you'll shoot us a call, we'll get together.
Thank you guys.
Anything else? Thank y'all very
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.